This is day 4 of posting Forge keyboard updates every day until the product ships. Yesterday we designed and fabricated a new key plate, we experimented with some new techniques of folding metal, and we printed and cut all the parts that we needed to do the full finger plate assembly. Our magnets finally came in the mail today, so we're going to experiment with designing some floating frictionless maglev switches. A few CAD updates, and we grab our parts. Everything fit in as planned, but what I didn't anticipate, which isn't shown here, is how difficult actually putting together the two final parts is because of the forces of the magnet. And the reason I didn't film this is because I needed both hands and I had to hold it like right next to my chest to sort of swivel it into place. I don't know how I would handle this in a production environment, but it still does seem feasible. So that in itself is not a deal breaker. Here it is. I was able to remove the spacers completely because the forces between the magnets is so strong that it presses this bottom PCB plate very firmly against the heads of these M2 screws. And I can actuate it just by simply pressing this in any of the cardinal directions. I pretty much hate everything about this design. There's additional resistance compared to the springs that we used before. It's additional manufacturing steps. Additional cost for materials and parts as well. There's additional risk and testing we have to do to make sure there's no electromagnetic interference to the PCBs that are around this. And I had to almost double the Z dimension to accommodate those extra parts. So this, oh, and it slips sometimes. Yeah, there's no real benefit to this. This was a horrible idea. We're not gonna do that. I do think this design can be improved, but I've learned enough from building this simple prototype that this is not a rabbit hole that I really want to go down right now, and I just don't think it's a wise use of my time. But I would challenge anybody watching, if you have recommendations on how this can be better, or if you want to build one yourself, let me know. Bye-bye. Springs for the win. On the bright side, while we were building that, we ran another experiment which proved to be much more successful. We reran the key plate that we designed yesterday, but this time we used a tapered bit instead of an end mill to cut the scoring grooves. Check out how crisp these are when you fold them, even by hand. For reference, here's the one that we tested yesterday. There's a major difference, major improvement, and thanks for everybody for putting their ideas in the comments. Tomorrow my plan is to put these into action by populating them with our mechanical switch assemblies. And then I'll probably build some adjustable jigs so we can really dial in those ergonomics. I also learned on a call today, our new Amazon store has been doing really well. We've got 4.5 stars on Caracorder 1 and 5 stars on Caracorder Lite. Actually, looking at that now, I'm not sure if that's supposed to still be discounted. I better tell them to change that. If you go to forgekeyboard.com, you'll see we got our 65th backer today, so we're now 82% of our way to unlocking a free hardshell case for every single backer. Thank you all so much for your support.